All right, Bray, welcome to your new pedal board here. This is, I got you a Pedal Train Classic 1, and you've got 5 pedals on there, and you've got room for more. I wanted to leave you some room here because I know you have a looper and a beat buddy. You could put those on there. It's got Velcro all across here, so all you have to do is put some Velcro on the bottom of your pedals, and you can put them right here. And there's enough power jacks for them as well. I'm not going to turn it over, but the power supply is right under here. And if, well, let me see if you can see this. Yeah, there it is. So it has leads coming out here, and you can take one of those leads, take any of these ones here. Don't take the ones in the red, those are kind of high powered, and you can read about it in the instruction manual too there. It's a one spot. These are pretty good power supplies. You'll take that out, and then there's some extra leads in the box I'm going to give you, and you can wire up your extra pedals. And, you know, in the future, let's just say, hey, I really want to add some to this. You can, you know, do what a lot of guys do and just sort of squish things together. So you got plenty of room here now. You could probably comfortably get 4 more pedals on here, you know. So once you get the hang of it, you can do a little mixing and matching, and it's kind of fun to do all that. But this board will give you room to grow, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. All right, so let's start over here on the right. Your signal chain starts right here, and you're going to plug in your guitar right to here. So you'll see on the back side it says in here and out. So you always kind of go left to right on a pedal board here. So you're moving this way, and your signal chain is kind of going this way, and then it's going out the other side. So you start off here, then it's going into this drive, then this drive, and then this delay and this delay here. I could have went like this, but I put the ones that I thought you'd use more often down here. So these ones are kind of, I don't say set them and forget them, but these are more likely to be on or off right here. So I kind of put them up here. These ones, you want to put the ones that you access more lower because they're easy to get to. Because sometimes you try to step on this and you'll accidentally step on this. So typically you'll put your more common ones down here. These are kind of your set them and forget them ones up here. Okay, so first one here is an Ernie Ball Volume pedal. And you'll notice it tells you the volume that you're at there, which is really cool. This is like one of their newer devices here. And check this out. When you go all the way here, it turns it into a tuner. So you can, it bypasses your signal, and then you can tune up right there too. So blue means you're a little out, and then green means you're in. So I just tuned up here, but this is a, oops. So this is a really nice feature here. I'm gonna have to get me one of these actually, I love this. And always use your ear too, but that should get you in the ballpark. Isn't that cool? And if you're like, oh, I really love playing at 7, there you go, you're at 7. Okay, so by the way, I'm playing out of a Little Blues Junior here. It's this is the clean sound, completely clean. Oops. Telecaster here. It's got single coil, so it might get noisy. Like you might hear some noise in certain positions when I turn the drive on, but that's the guitar, it's not the pedal. You'll hear right now, everything's on, it's like dead silent, which is good. That means there's no, all the wires are connected well and everything. All right, so now I'm going to go through each pedal. So that was the volume pedal. I'm going to go through the different other pedals here and show you what they do and just kind of give you a basic understanding of how to change the tone on each of them, okay? So this right here is a JHS Morning Glory. This is what you call a kind of a transparent drive. You can use this to just sort of boost your signal or kind of push it into more of a gritty kind of sound, as opposed to the Tube Screamer. This one has kind of more of a distinct, unique coloring to it. So when the term transparent means it's not supposed to affect the tone, right? It doesn't have any highs or lows or mid-range. Pedals like this kind of give you kind of a mid-range bump, but this one is supposed to be pretty flat. But this is really good. I'm gonna have to get me one of these too. Love this pedal here. So here it is, and it's got a couple different stages. So when you turn it on, it'll be in the blue, but then you can bump it up to the red. So this is kind of like mild gain here, and you can crank the drive all the way up. And what you want to do too is when you turn pedals like this on, make sure that your volume doesn't bump up too much, because you want to, like, if you're playing and then turn it on, you don't want it to be like screaming loud. So always do what's called a unity gain check. So here's where you are without it, here's where you are with it. So it's pretty similar. Maybe bring it down. So that way when it goes on and off, you're not really changing your volume that much, you're just changing the tone, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have the tone kind of flat. This guitar is very bright, and so depending on the, you know, that's why you have a tone. Some guitars are more bright than others. So a Telly's really bright, so I kind of turn this down a little bit just so it's not too bright. Your 335, you know, probably straight up, but you know, experiment with that so it doesn't sound too tinny or whatever. So here is the kind of, you know, the medium, pretty low gain. So here's clean, just remember. Here is sort of the blue setting, kind of, you know, 1 o'clock. That kind of drive. And then you put it onto the red, and it's a lot more drive. And this would be good kind of for your Hendrixy. Now, I'm going to turn that back off. Now, this is the Tube Screamer. Again, this is a classic pedal, been around forever. Guys still love it. They're still very popular. This gives a little bit different type of a flavor here. You can kind of hear it. So this is, you kind of hear a nice full, kind of rolls off a little bottom end. This is called like a mid-range boost. That's a nice flavor. So a common strategy, turn this on so you get kind of a rocky tone, you know what I mean? You're just kind of rocking it. And then when you take your lead, you step on this. Gives you that real kind of high saturated tone, you know, and you can kind of, you know, tweak it a little bit to your flavor. This is the drive, this is the volume. Again, do the unity gain thing here. You get a nice fat tone. And you can even kick this one up. So obviously a lot of drive there. Start to bring in the noise. You always have to be careful with the noise when you add multiple gains, but this is what's called gain staging. So you're kind of goosing this one a little bit, overdriving this a little bit more, and it gives you a nice fat sound. Okay, and then this is your delay pedal right here. I got you an MXR Carbon Copy. This is kind of a good bread and butter workhorse delay. Basically, delay does that kind of thing. Now you can, you know, you can make the delay faster or slower. Bring it all the way to the left. It's more kind of like a slapback thing, you know, like a rockabilly thing, you know, like. So if you want that sound, a lot of guys keep it kind of about here. And this is a good lead. If you're playing lead, a little bit of delay like that. And then with your drive tone on. Another cool thing about this pedal, it has a mod switch, which kind of gives like a chorusy sound. You turn that on and it does this kind of thing. That's a real pretty sound too. Recommend don't use that with the leads. That's a little, yeah. I recommend don't use that for leads, but for clean stuff is cool. All right, and then last but not least, you've got a reverb, and everybody's got to have a reverb. Your amp has a reverb usually, but this is a lot more versatile. It has different what's called halls and rooms and all that. Ooh, look at that. That's a nice. It's gonna really good sound. Okay. Okay, so this is, and then this is if you want a bigger. Turn the decay up, smaller, down. Okay, so this is almost like a room. The mix is always like more effect in, less effect in. Just want a little bit. Okay, so that's kind of a nice, kind of a good, a lot of blues guys use a room sound. It's almost like a room. If you want a longer kind of thing, you know, turn that up. And this is more, you don't want to play like real fast with stuff like this. This is more for kind of subtle, you know, kind of bluesy stuff. This would go good with, you know, like this kind of thing. That's almost a little too much, to be honest. And then you've got different flavors of reverb too. And the way you change it is push this thing down and it cycles. So you got this. That's probably spring something. No, that's spring. What's this? There's that one. Oh, that's really interesting. So this is kind of a real effect, you know. All right, maybe you find a use for that. It's a little affected, but you know, just kind of find something you like. You know, right about there. Just play with it. There's only 3 knobs, so. And then, of course, you can run things together, right? So you can have reverb with delay. This is nice for lead, too. So if you're playing lead guitar, this is always a good one. Lots of fun. You can go crazy, turn them all on, off at the same time. Watch your noise levels. Sometimes this stuff gets noisy real quick, especially with single coils. But if you have a lot of gains going on, you know, you start to introduce a lot of noise. So be careful. You always want to, especially this one here, single coils, that's single coil. Yeah, right by the amp here. So that's not too bad. But you always want to kind of watch the noise, especially with these pedals here. You don't want to go too wild. Start off about 12 o'clock on everything and then, you know, adjust to taste. Anyhow, it's fun putting this together. Hope you enjoy this pedal board and enjoy this video. Hope it was helpful. Love you, bro.